Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Get Cinematic. This is episode 11, and this time we did something a little bit different. We covered a short film instead of a movie. But yeah, usually on this podcast, every episode we just cover a different movie. It's a movie podcast. This week we did Attack of the Killer Refrigerator, which is an SOV short film. Technically, it came out in 1984, but it didn't get a wide release until 1990. So it's got like two release dates kind of floating around. But before we get like really into it, I guess like without any spoilers, I mean it's a short film, like it's not very long, so there's not really going to be much spoilers anyways. But without any spoilers, what did you think of this like overall?
It was different. They're really like creative, despite having a very obviously low budget. They did get pretty creative and just did decent with what little they had. And I was about to say some of the effects were pretty good. I won't spoil anything right now, but yeah, some of the effects are good, and I felt like the music really suited it. Especially like the SOV aesthetic. It just it really lends itself to horror, like you've said before.
Yeah, so like yeah, I'll say I like this. I give it a 3 out of 5. Like I think it's pretty decent for what it is. Like I think it's like pretty cool. I would say 3 means you think something's good. Like just kind of base level
Yeah,
good. So like it's not bad.
yeah, I agree.
But I have the Peeps flavored Pepsi right in front of me.
Oh gosh.
I've never
Oh
tried this.
gosh.
I'm going to try it right now. I got it out of my killer refrigerator.
All right, here we go.
I don't know.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I just took a drink out of it and I don't know.
Hmm.
It tastes like marshmallow though. It's actually like Pepsi with
Yeah, well, at
marshmallow.
least they nailed the flavor. Gosh.
Yeah, if you like Peeps, you'll probably like this. I'm not a big Peeps fan. I'm not a big marshmallow fan.
Yeah, I don't know if too many people like Peeps, honestly.
I mean, they're just marshmallows at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is different. I'll probably never get it. I'll probably never get it again, but I'll drink all 10 of these little cans that I have. I'll drink them all, but
I'd say
I'll probably never buy it
spend a
again.
pretty penny on them, I'm sure. Yeah.
No, I think it was pretty cheap.
Hmm.
But yeah, I guess we'll get into this now. So a little bit of background on this. Uh, so this was made by a group of guys in college. So they all lived. They were all like kind of roommates. They all had this house together. They called it. It was, I guess, other people at the college called it the media house. There was no frats on the campus, but these two guys said that this was like the closest thing to a frat. Like they were like the closest. It was just a group of guys living in an apartment together. There was no frat houses on the campus though, except for these guys were considered sort of a frat house. Just because like they were all it was just a
Yeah.
group of guys, but they call it the media house because they were all in media. Every single one of these guys, like some of them were in video, some of them were in radio. They were all going to college at the same college for media, though, and so they all just kind of became friends, and they started. They had like a public access sort of college show that they all ran, and I think it was like a weekly show. So they were making skits every week. They were filming skits like all the time, and this was just one of the skits they filmed for that college show. And it only played on the college TV channel in like 1984. It's just like one segment of their show for that week. And
Yeah.
eventually they made a bunch of these types of things, but for some reason this short in particular, like this segment of their show got like it got kind of like famous a little bit. Like out of everything they did, this one kind of
Yeah.
stuck out and sort of had like a life of its own. And they eventually put out a VHS tape in 1990 of Attack of the Killer Refrigerator, but they paired it with another one of their movies called The Hook of Woodland Heights. So they paired both of these things together, put it on a VHS tape, and now it is one of, I believe, don't quote me on this, but I think it's one of the top 10 rarest VHS tapes of all time.
Wow.
Is the double feature VHS of Attack of the Killer Refrigerator and The Hook of Woodland Heights. I'm pretty sure that's what I heard. That if you look up like rarest VHS tapes, it's in like the top 10 because like they only did
Wow.
so many tapes, and so if you have one of those tapes, like I guess you're kind of lucky. Like you're sitting on like kind of like a gold mine if you can find this tape out there. So yeah, it was just
Yeah, I'm sure.
so yeah, it was just made by a group of guys, and like if you, I'm sure you heard the dialogue where he's like talking to the one girl. He's like, "What do you think of the media house?" Like they were playing themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like they were just playing themselves. But yeah, so
Yeah.
let's start like talking about it now that we have all of the sort of background out.
Yeah. Well, I'd say one of the things that popped out to me was the practical effects. Like the blood and stuff. They did really really well on that, and like like the severed hands and the just like all that. Like the kill scenes and stuff looked really gory, and I think they did good with the considering the low budget.
I thought the flame part was kind of cool, where the fridge is open and you see the flame. That was just one of them, like sitting. They had like some kind of like lighter, and I think they put something in front of it, and like the flame shot out. Which they said that was actually like the most dangerous thing in the movie. Like they could have messed up and somebody could have got hurt or something probably, but they yeah, because I watched all the bonus features and stuff and the commentary track a couple of weeks ago on this, and yeah, they were saying that that was the most dangerous thing in that little short film was the flame.
Nice.
Oh, and
Yeah, I
that
was about to say I did like that. It was like a nice little touch.
yeah, and the you know the scene where they have the hammer and they're like hitting the ice chips out. So
Yeah.
they said they used to just film stuff all the time. That wasn't intended to be part of the short film at first. That was just them filming their friends hitting ice out of the fridge at one of their parties. They would throw parties like every week, and they would film their parties, and they repurposed that footage for their short film. So I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, I was about to say it definitely felt like it was just like a natural like party atmosphere. I was like, yeah, like this is if they staged this, they did really good. But yeah, it sounds like it was just one of their parties. That's pretty cool
Yeah,
though. That's
that
that's
wasn't
smart.
yeah, that wasn't staged or acted. That was just their friends being goofy and hitting ice out of the fridge. But but
That's fun.
the one friend calls it a killer refrigerator, so that's probably where they got the idea for the title, and the idea for the movie itself was probably from that party.
That's very creative. Like just what they did with it, and just the things they came up with. Like
And
just off that one little thing alone.
people for years have been asking them to do a sequel, and they just never did a sequel because to them this wasn't a big deal. Like this was just one of their little short films for their little TV show at the college. They never meant for this to be anything. And
Yeah.
people, I think I also heard, I don't know how true this is, but I heard Attack of the Killer Refrigerator is mentioned on the internet at least once a day since the beginning of the internet.
Hmm. Wow.
I hadn't heard of it until this year, but I guess it's supposed to be one of the most talked about things of all time. I don't know if that was just the creators just kind of like just saying that or if they actually know that. But yeah, I hadn't heard of it
True.
until just like a couple of weeks ago.
I'll say I hadn't heard of it till like
Today.
less than an hour ago.
Yeah, so
Oh yeah, this is what we're watching.
so yeah, the VHS came out in 1990, and it was a double feature of Attack of the Killer Refrigerator and The Hook of Woodland Heights. And that VHS quickly went out of print, but I guess enough people knew about it, like in the small sort of like indie horror film fan community, that it became really talked about amongst little indie horror film fans. And eventually it got a DVD release in the early 2000s, and that DVD release also went out of print, but with that DVD release it got more eyes on it, like in the early 2000s. So then more people became aware of it. I think there's even like I think it's been uploaded to YouTube. Like I think it's all over the internet and stuff. Like people have seen this thing. But TerrorVision finally they decided to put it out on Blu-ray. So they paired it with The Hook of Woodland Heights because the VHS was a double feature, the DVD was a double feature of those two movies. So they decided to do that on the Blu-ray too.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
And but yeah, for years people have wanted a sequel to Attack of the Killer Refrigerator, and these guys only made 3 movies. Like they only finished 3 movies: Attack of the Killer Refrigerator, The Hook of Woodland Heights, and Days Before Christmas were the 3 like finished things that they made that got put out in the public. And so that means they haven't made anything since 1992. They tried to get a couple of other things off the ground, but they were never able to. But now, in the last year or two, they've been working on a feature-length sequel to Attack of the Killer Refrigerator. So that could be coming out within a year or two. Hopefully.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, so they're going to do a feature-length movie. Like they're saying it's like 80 to 90 minutes. It's not going to be shot on video. It'll be shot on digital cameras. I saw like some... they had like little sneak peek kind of footage of it, like a test footage, and it looks cool. They added like teeth to the fridge, so it's got like teeth on it and stuff. Like it looks cool. Like I think it'll be pretty cool if they finally get it put out there. So I'm hoping for it.
Yeah, I'm sure the budget's going to be a lot bigger than what it was for this one.
I mean, the budget's not really bigger. Like they're still just regular guys with just like regular 40-hour-a-week jobs. So like I think it's still going to be pretty small budget. So it's not going to be like a huge movie, but it'll probably be fun and cool though.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, with what they did, back then, I mean,
Yeah.
they could do, just good, not better with what we have now. So
Yeah,
definitely.
I mean, this was literally just a group of college kids in 1984 just like making a random little short film.
Yeah. Probably didn't expect it to blow up like it did.
Yeah.
Or, well, rise in popularity like it did.
Yeah, it was just for fun.
That's crazy, man.
What did you think of the ending?
Yeah, it was. Oh yeah, the last little, like the freaking out of sync, like like voices and stuff.
Oh no, I meant how they.
It was great.
I meant how they killed the fridge.
Oh yeah, that was. Just unplug it, man. Like this could have all been prevented.
I thought that was kind of silly, but I'm like, I guess it makes sense.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
I just wish there was.
Oh man, the after credits scene though.
Oh yeah. So what that was the original version of this. That was sort of like a test that they did, like at the beginning, like early in 1984, and then they went and made the rest of it later. So that was sort of like a 1 minute.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was a clip that played on their TV show, and they decided to add it in after the credits.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was an even shorter, earlier version of Attack of the Killer Refrigerator.
Nice. It's the Attack Refrigerator first kill.
Yeah. I think on the bonus features, that little when you go to click on it, because they have it as a separate bonus feature. Also, it's called the very first Attack of the Killer Refrigerator. That's what the bonus feature was called.
Nice. First victim.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I just there's not. I know like there's not really a whole lot we can really say about this. Um,
No, first said it all.
yeah, because it's just so short. So this is probably going to be like one of the shortest episodes of this podcast ever. Because I can't like drag this out
Yep.
really. I just think like it's a cool
No, me
little
neither.
yeah, it's a cool little shot on video short film with some like decent enough effects. The music's kind of cool. Like it just has like a nice vibe all around. All of the elements are there.
Yes, absolutely. I could see why, people are like, okay, this is actually kind of cool. Like,
Yeah, I
they did
just
so much with so little.
I couldn't give this like a 2.5 because like there's so much effort put in it. Because 2.5, the way I see it, 2.5 means like 50%, means it's like it's not good, it's not bad. But like this I think is pretty good. It's like a solid good.
Yeah,
Cuz
I feel that. It's like, it's definitely,
it doesn't like waste your time. It doesn't take too long to watch. It's just like a good short little fun little short film.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's better than good, but like, not like way up there, effort put into it. And it's just, it's definitely above that, just that okay mark.
Yeah. But yeah, if you
Yeah.
don't really have anything to add, I guess we can just end this episode here. Like this is the shortest episode so far, but
Yep. Nice little quick watch.
yeah. So thank you guys for watching. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share it with others. You know, help us like kind of grow this out if you liked this video, and we hope you enjoyed it. I don't know. So typically I would put a link to watch whatever we watched, but I don't know if this is really available anywhere because the VHS is out of print, the DVD is out of print, and this Blu-ray that I have was a limited like 1,000 copy or 2,000 copy run. So I think the Blu-ray's out of print now too, but I have it.
Did you say it was linked on YouTube or something?
I think the video might be on YouTube somewhere, but I don't know for sure. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if this is really easily available. If I can find a link to it,
Yeah.
I'll put it in the description though. But yeah,
Oh yeah,
so
definitely.
thank you guys for watching. And we're probably gonna go ahead and record another episode. Like we might do 2 or 3 back to back, just because of how short this was.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see you in
Absolutely.
next week. But for us, it'll be just in a few minutes.
Yeah.